Hi everyone, this is Clint from Persuasive Evangelism, and today we're going to go over this book by Hugh Ross, Why the Universe is the Way It Is. I've heard about Hugh Ross for a long time, and I finally decided to read one of his books, and the first one I read, I did a video on it a couple videos ago on Navigating Genesis, and I love that book, and I just read it fast. So much great information going over the first, I believe, 11 chapters of Genesis. I love discovering a new author. After I read that book, I ordered several of his books. And this is the next book I read. And I really like this book too. This one is about kind of going over the fine-tuning argument about how the universe is set up so human life could exist. And he goes over like about the first half of this book is going over that, how everything is as if someone just placed all these dials to make it exactly for us to survive in this universe. And he mentions like, how the universe is expanding. If it was expanding a little faster or slower, human life couldn't exist, and on the topics. And he has a little chart in it. I like him as an author because he explains it very succinctly, and can explain it so I can understand, because he's like an astrophysicist, and he makes it easy for like the lay person to understand what he's talking about. And I like how he explains it. It makes it easy to understand. So he goes over the fine-tuning argument, and there's so much that has to be exactly how it's set in the universe for us to exist. But he goes, but he says there's different levels. Like for simple life, like a unicellular life, to be able to survive 90 days or less, it has to have all this fine tuning. But then once you get more complex, for permanent simple life to persist for at least 3 billion years, you even have to have more fine tuning. And then the next step is for intelligent physical life, human beings or their functional equivalent, you even have to have even more fine tuning in the universe and our planet for life to exist. And then intelligent physical life capable of launching and sustaining a global high-tech civilization. So you even have to have even more massive fine-tuning. So it's like the universe was perfectly set up for us to exist in the universe, and not only that, to be able to create a high-tech civilization, have the resources, and so on. I'm not going to go into a lot of the fine-tuning argument that he goes through in the book. There's a couple of things I wanted to bring out. Is one of the he points out is not only is it fine-tuned for us to exist, where we're at in the universe allows us to be able to use our telescopes and see back almost to the very instant the universe was created. Like God created us in this right time of the universe and this exact location where we can actually look out into the universe and learn about it. He said if we lived during a time when the universe was closer together, because the universe is expanding, it'd be too bright for us to see the whole universe, or the history back in the universe. Or if later on, when the universe is expanding, everything would be too far away to see it. But not only that, the time where we're at is allowing us to see back to the almost beginning of the universe. But where we're at in the universe, if we were in a different galaxy, the different shapes, it might be where there's too many stars around us where we couldn't really see out. Also, even in the Milky Way where we're at, if we were closer to the center of the Milky Way, it'd be too bright and we wouldn't be able to see out to the universe. Or even, and we're like on the on the side of the Milky Way, so we can see out. But even if we were on the side, if we were near to some bright star clusters or so on, we couldn't see out. Or even in our own solar system, if some of the planets reflected more of the sun's light, or even the moon, if it reflected more of the sun's light at night, it would be harder to see out in the universe. So we're like placed in a perfect place where we can learn about the universe. So I thought that was really interesting. But another thing that just blew my mind is in the Bible, it says at the end of the Bible in Revelations, when Jesus returns and brings judgment to the world and redeems us and brings, you know, us into a new a redeemed creation, where it says at the end of the Bible he's going to create a new heavens and a new earth. So Hugh Ross talks about basically before this universe was created, God knew God was going to create the universe so we could exist, but he knew we would fall into sin and be separated from him. So this universe is really, he created it, it's like a temporary universe, because once the sin problem is defeated, where Jesus, you know, died on the cross for our sins, was raised, and then when he returns, and he's going to create a new universe, where we'll live forever and so on. I just thought that was interesting, that this universe is truly temporary. Even you know, if the universe just, even though it's, you know, the scientists say it's, you know, 13 billion years old, it's not going to last forever. The universe is expanding, and like laws of thermodynamics, the heat is dissipating, and eventually the stars will go out. So this universe eventually will have a heat death, where it's just a cold, dark place where life couldn't exist. So, you know, God created this temporarily and made it where we could exist to defeat the sin problem and then redeem us. And then he's going to create a new heavens and a new earth. And just with hints in the Bible about this new heavens and earth, it's going to have new physical laws and so on. And so Hugh Ross in the last couple chapters talks about that, which I thought was very fascinating. But this is a great book. I would totally recommend it. I really enjoyed it. And just some of those aspects that, you know, God created us, all this fine-tuning for us to actually exist, but then placed us in the universe where we can actually see out into the universe to learn about it. And then that this universe is just temporary. He created this temporarily, and there's going to be amazing new heavens and new earth without sin, without death, where it says in the Bible, the lion and the lamb will be to rest next to each other. There won't be any of evil in the world and the pain and suffering. So looking forward to that. Anyways, thanks everyone. Goodbye. God bless.